Chris Reardon. From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire, this is Chris Reardon.
In sound and vision, my dears, welcome along to United Kingdom Talk. Yes, here we are again for another little bit of a chit-chat. Welcome along, especially to YouTube viewers. Oh, is this show number 5? We've just carried on, haven't we? Video and sound as well. How excited... Well, I'm probably more excited than you. It was mentioned to me that you don't actually move a lot. Oh, what do you want me to do? Song and dance, dear? I don't mind doing a bit of singing, but dancing is completely and totally out of the question. The only time I dance is in private. Oh, look. Oh, by the way, I found... Good evening. Oh, have I introduced myself? It's Chris Reardon with you, United Kingdom Talk. 3 times a week talk show. Available by podcast, on the radio, on the satellite, and now on YouTube. I have found another little mirrorball. Isn't that fantastic? On Christmas period... One of the places I work at, you know, the Golden Line, I've told you, I did find, and I already have it attached on my microphone, a little mirrorball. Well, somehow, in my bag, don't you be telling anyone, somehow, just a minute, let me just, there's no one here, is there? Oh my God, my Dalek might be listening. Yes, I keep my Dalek here next to me, let me get it. Here he is. Look at that, my Dalek. Beautiful gold Dalek. And it sits here protecting me. Now, I did tell you about my Dalek in a show a couple of shows ago, didn't I? But look, it does do other things. Now, I'm just turning it on now. Right, it's on. And in a minute, it should tell me that it's working. Here we go, here we go. Its head's moving around now. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's looking for me. Can you see it's looking for me? Yes. Can you hear it? Listen, listen, listen. Oh, come.
Dalek unit, status, 100% efficiency, awaiting input.
Yes. My Dalek. And, well, what I didn't...
Yes.
Did you hear that? It's talking to me.
Dalek motive unit is locked out.
Oh. I don't know why that is. Well, anyway, what I forgot... I've read the instructions now. Hang on a minute, I've got the instructions here somewhere. Oh, I did have them here. Oh, why do these bits of paper disappear at the right moment, dear? 1 minute, let me see if I can find this now. Where's my instructions? Oh, there it is. There it is. I've got them. Here's my instructions. Look, it comes with a whole booklet of instructions. This was my Christmas present from Justin, who works... He's the manager of the Steam Coach. That's where I do the quiz on Wednesday nights. And he bought me this for Christmas, and it's the most fantastic thing. It's got voice commands. Yes. It's got... And it can patrol an area. I wish you could see this. It can patrol an area... Right, let me see if I can give it a voice command now. Let me try. Dalek?
Yes.
See? Now, hang on, let me find something. Let me find...
I obey. We are the supreme beings.
Well, I know that, dear. You haven't got to tell me that, have you? Isn't it fantastic? You can actually talk to it and ask it to do things. Right, let's try this. Dalek?
Yes.
Speak.
Understood. We are the supreme beings.
Isn't it fantastic? Let's try something else. Dalek? Dalek?
Yes.
Obey me.
Understood.
What? Oh, is that it? Hang on a minute. Sorry, just... Oh, yes, it says understood. Understood. Right, what else have we got here? Dalek?
Yes.
Do you recognise the Doctor? Do you recognise the Doctor? Oh. Dalek?
Understood. Memory banks engaged. Jones, Martha, Doctor's companion, species, human, status, enemy, priority, exterminate.
Not only that, but I can put it on the floor and tell it to do something like, let's see, where's it saying in the book now? Guard location, right? And it will then go on the floor and it senses, and I can't remember what it says now. Let's try. I won't put it on the floor, but let's listen. Dalek? Dalek?
Yes.
Guard location.
Understood. Dalek unit engaging guard mode. Leave this area or be exterminated.
Isn't it great? I'm going to put it on the floor now. 1 minute. I wish you could see it, but now, what will happen now is that if you go near it, it will tell you to leave the area. How camp is that? I don't know if it'll pick me up from up here, though. Can you hear the noise it's making? Oh, it's great. What a great gift that is. There is my Dalek. Shall I leave it on for a moment? Guarding location.
Dalek multi-spectrum scanning now engaged.
Oh, right. Now it's looking for intruders now. All right, and if I go near it, it will probably pick me up. I don't know. There we are. Is it going to do anything? But it's fantastic. Doesn't always answer you, but nothing's perfect. I'm quite pleased with this Dalek. Anyway, it's guarding my location now. Now, where did we get onto that? Oh, it was yes. And look, I've got another little mirror ball. And I am tempted to put this in the post to someone. I did think about having a little bit of a competition. I'm putting a mini mirror ball. It's only a tiny thing. It's about what's that? What was that bit? It's about 1/2 inch in diameter. And I found this in one of my shopping bags because I now have, as I've mentioned already, I now have those. Are they renewable bags? The ones made out of cloth. All the supermarkets are selling these now, so that they don't have to have. Oh, listen. Oh.
Leave this area or be exterminated.
Listen. Will it exterminate me? I don't know. Did you hear it? It's protecting me. My Dalek is protecting me. The cats.
Exterminate.
Oh. We love it. We love my Dalek. The cats hate it. One of them is fine with it. She walks around as if it's not even there. The other one absolutely hates it. The Dalek's only got to appear coming round the corner, and she's at that cat flap, dear. She is out like a shot. That's not a cruel thing to do to animals, is it? I don't think so. Anyway, I did think about putting this mini mirror ball in the post to someone. But I've got a feeling it would end up smashed to pieces. So I need to... or maybe I could wear it as an earring. Let me see. Would that make me look less manly if I wore a little mirror ball? Oh, a little mirror ball on my earring. Oh, hang on a minute, my bald patch is showing. Let me just move my hair back over. That's better. Sorry. This is one of the disadvantages of doing a bit of a show on the YouTube as well, perhaps. Last night, I must say, I was very tired when I came in last night, and I managed. Was about 6:30 in the morning. It was by the time I finished. Friday night is a very late night for me. But I came in and I was so tired. I managed to brush my teeth, but I didn't do flossing. I know, shock horror. Very important to floss, or you get smelly breath. You know that. Floss those teeth. If you've never flossed, right, go out later, tomorrow morning now. Go out tomorrow morning and buy some floss, all right? And then oh, here we go.
Leave this area or be exterminated.
Yep. Let me show. Let me bring it up when it's exterminating someone, because that's quite scary. That is, and then I'll turn it off. Otherwise, you're going to keep interrupting, aren't you, Dalek? It's a liberty. That's what it is.
Exterminate.
Here we go. Here we go. And now, well, I can actually turn it off. Watch this, right? I'll put it back on the floor.
Leave this area.
Oh, it's getting very upset now. Very upset. Right, let's see if I can make it stop. Dalek,
Yes.
conserve energy. Conserve energy.
Exterminate.
No, dear. No, dear. We'll try again. We'll try again. Dalek. 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 Blooming ignoring me now. What a liberty. Don't ignore me. Dalek. Dalek. Dalek! 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 Hello? Dalek? Oh, I'm going to turn it off now. You've upset me. Oh!
Leave this area or be exterminated.
Dalek? Dalek?
Yes.
Conserve energy.
Voice command recognized. I obey. 3 intruders.
Eh? That's not what I said. Oh, I'm going to turn it off now. That's it, there we are. So there's a little bit more of my Dalek. I thought you'd enjoy that. Oh, its arm's fallen off now. Just a minute, let me put that back on there. What have I done? Have I put that on the wrong way round here? Oh, dear me. Hang on a minute. I'll be honest, I don't think it's particularly well made. Bits keep falling off. They don't seem to stay on properly. And now I can't get his... Oh, God. I don't know how a child would end up putting this together. Right, let's move that. There we go. That's working now. It's not... and the little eye thing at the top where the head is, that always comes off. So there we are. So this is another thing that's going to end up stuck in the cupboard forever and ever, isn't it? So where am I going to put this other mirror ball? Shall I just attach it to the microphone? Incidentally, I'm trying the microphone in a new place as well, because I've become abundantly aware while watching the little video of the show that the microphone is kind of in the way all the time. So I've now put it below me instead of above me. All right? Now, we did have a couple of emails here about the videos. Have I told you everything? Oh, yes. So remember... floss those teeth. If you've never done it before, go out and buy some floss, floss the teeth, and then smell that nasty piece of string, and it is the most vile smell. It's like going into a toilet after someone's made a dreadful smell. It's awful. Have you ever done it? Oh, floss your teeth for the first time, and you will hate that smell, all right? Now, one other thing I've noticed, I think my toenails have stopped growing. How weird is that? I haven't cut them since before... Oh, I've dropped my slipper now. I haven't cut my toenails. I haven't cut these since, I'm sure, before Christmas. And they don't seem to be growing at all. Isn't that funny? I wonder why that is. Do toenails stop growing? Right? I wish you could see this. I've got my foot out now. Do toenails stop growing, do you think? Hang on a minute. Oh, that sock could be nude. Do you think I need to wash my socks? Look. a little bit dirty. But I wonder, do toenails stop growing? If you know the answer to this or any of the other 7 wonders of the world, email me now. There's an email address. If you ever want to join in, please feel free to do so. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Also, on the subject of the video on YouTube, and of course Sumo, I'm still getting to grips with the whole YouTube thing, as I think I mentioned in the last show, but I've now worked out how to upload the entire show in one part, which is much better, because it's a little bit confusing, you know, having to click part 1, then part 2, then part 3, and then on the last show, I managed to find another area on YouTube where you can kind of put the 3 parts together and it will play one, then it will play the next, but there was still a bit of a gap. However, I have now found that I can upload the whole hour's show in one go, and you just have to press play once and it plays. So so that's happening now, I'm pleased to say. Thank you very much to Joe on the email, who, what he did, he downloaded, I don't know how you did it, to be honest, Joe. I didn't know you could actually download a YouTube video and save it onto disc. I really didn't know that. What Joe did, and you can't actually see this picture, he's downloaded the show on video and he put it onto a DVD. And then he put it on his big telly at home, which I'm looking at now. Great big telly he's got. Very nice. Is that a plasma? It's got a plasma screen. I haven't got a plasma. Oh, I can't see the point in upgrading every 5 minutes. I've got a nice telly downstairs. It's about, I suppose, about 8 years old. It's a Sony widescreen, and I've had that a while now. I do like those flat screen things, but I never bother upgrading, not until it's broken. So Joe's taken a picture of me on his great big telly, and it's like a bit of a scary thought, if you ask me, Joe. I don't know how you can be sitting there. I hope you don't bring your children in and watch that. God, they'll run out the door, dear. All right, so thank you for that one, Joe. Couple of people who are doing a little bit of work on the show as well that I think need a mention. Carl in Yorkshire. Now, Carl in Yorkshire is a little bit into his music. He plays keyboards. You did hear him on a show around the Christmas time on the podcast playing his keyboard. Do you remember that? Well, he is working on a little bit of a remixed version of my music. You know my music? Just a minute. Where is it? It's here. Oh, not that one. Where is it? This one. No, not that one. 1 minute. 1 minute. I've lost it now. Where's the Oh, here it is. This one. Yes. So he's working on a little bit of a remix to that tune. And also, Jason Allen, who I've known for a few years now, he is working on a little animated logo to put at the beginning and the end of the video. So lots of people doing little things. Thank you very much for those. It's very kind of you to do little things like that. It's all one happy family here, all doing little bits and pieces, isn't it, you see? Good, so that's it. I am in quite a good mood money-wise, right, because being January, I get money back off the Visa. Yeah, my Visa card, I'm on one of those schemes where I think you get 1% of everything back at the end of the year. So I got a few pounds dumped into my bank account this week, which is rather marvellous. Oh, it's money for nothing, isn't it? No, it may only be 1%, but it doesn't matter. That's money I've got for doing nothing. So I'm pleased about that. Also, yes, a gas bill has arrived. If you're a new viewer or listener, you won't know this, but I have solar panels on my house. They've been up there for a while now, and they are doing the job. And my gas bill, let me see, the reading, because we have estimated readings. The reading, they were only 4 units out on the estimation, so that's good. But the gas bill, look at this, look, refund to bank account. £131, dear. What it is I pay them X amount per month. It's actually £13 a month. And that is all throughout the year. So every month I send them £13. And what keeps happening because of the solar panels is that I'm not buying much electricity, so the money is building up, you see. So when it gets to a certain amount, they refund it, and they have refunded me £131.91. Thank you. Gling! Money in the bank. So quite pleased about that. That's a fair old refund, isn't it? Eh? £131. So I'm quite pleased about that. Another money thing. What else? Oh, now you know what I'm like on paperwork. Well, this enormous letter arrived. Look at this. This enormous letter, right? This is the business. You know that I'm buying another place up in Lincolnshire. right, these are the papers that I now have to read and sign. Look at it! God almighty. Well, at last, that's all I can say, because this has been going on for months. I don't know why it's taken so long to buy a house. I really don't. It goes on and on and on. It does make you wonder, are the solicitors always telling you the honest answer? That's the question. Or do they string these jobs out for as long as possible? It does annoy me. I have to keep ringing them every 5 minutes. What's this? What's that? Oh, it does annoy me. So at last, that's on the move. So there's some things that have made me fairly happy this week. Or yesterday, actually. All these things happened yesterday. All these things came for the post yesterday. So there we are. What else? Oh, eBay. I've got something else on eBay. Unfortunately, it came on Saturday morning. Now, Saturday morning, I'm dead to the world. I don't get up till about 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon because of my late night Friday. I don't get to bed on Friday till about 7 o'clock in the morning. So there was a little card in, and it is another pair of swimming trunks. Yes, I bought another pair of swimming trunks on eBay. Only £6. Proper ones. Speedo, yes. It's no rubbish, dear. Are they what? Second-hand? No, they're not second-hand. Oh, we don't buy second-hand swimming trunks or underwear, thank you very much. Oh, no. Oh. People would say, of course, you know, people would say, well, you can wash them. Oh, no, dear. No, we can't be having second-hand underwear or swimwear, anything like that. But you know that last pair of trainers I bought was second-hand? Yes, they were all right, they were clean. Well, it said on the eBay, let me see if I don't think I've still got it here, actually, to be honest. No. Oh, what's that email there? Oh, someone else trying to send me money. I keep getting these spam emails about someone, you know, who's abroad and his mother's just died, or someone's got cancer and they've left all this money and they need to bring it into the country, and it's like £1.5 million. And if I allow them to put them in my bank account for safekeeping, they will let me keep $1 million of it and all this rubbish. Don't take any notice from them, dear. You got more well, I can't say that one. No, that's over the top. That is. You got more chance of meeting the Pope than getting any money out of these people abroad, wherever they are. I'm sure there's some in the UK as well, who keep coming out with these, telling us they've got money here and money here for you to look after. Don't send a penny, because usually then they say, oh, can we have your bank details so that we can put the money in there? Pfft, no, thank you. When do you think I was born? Yesterday, dear?
From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire, this is Chris Reardon.
Now, so that's that. Oh, good news. My headphones. Remember I said I left my headphones at another venue? At one of the places I work? Well, they're whistling a bit. That's how loud they are. These headphones up very loud. The headphones were still there. No one stole them from me. So thank you to those kind other DJs and customers in Brighton, where I work on a Friday night. Thank you so much for not stealing my very expensive headphones. And they're not cheap, these, actually. These are about £135, although I gather that I've had them a while. You see, you get what you pay for. Look at these. The Bayer Dynamic DT770 headphones. I've had these 2 years. You get what you pay for. Look at the thickness. The wire is ever so thick, right? And, you know, they are used every single night, every single day. 2 years out of these, marvellous. Years ago, I used to buy the cheap ones, you know, from record shops and places like that. But it doesn't. Well, you don't save money because you keep having to buy new ones all the time. Most distressing. So there we are. Got me headphones. Actually, while I was... you know, I've mentioned this before. I wanted to decorate the Mirrorball Studios because it is really tatty in here now. I mean, to be honest, half the problem is I've got... bits of paper and all sorts of stuff everywhere, you know, remote controls for the air conditioning, which isn't working. I don't know what's gone wrong with that. It just won't come on. I thought, it's not the eye on the remote control, is it? Hang on, let me give that a little... It's not been working for a few weeks. Not that I need it on, but usually in the winter I turn it on just for 10 minutes, you know, to keep everything moving. But I haven't switched it on for a few months. And now it won't come on at all. If I It has got a button on the unit. Yes, I have tried new batteries, by the way. Don't worry about that. I have tried new batteries. If I go on the unit and push the button there, it will actually come on. But it won't with a remote control, which leads me to thinking it's either remote control or is there an eye on the actual thing that's got dirty? And I've looked everywhere on this. It's one of those air conditioned things that's at like ceiling level. And I've looked all over it. I cannot find the eye anywhere. You know, on a remote controlled television, you've always got a little red thing at the bottom. That's the eye. It's the eye. Eye. It's the eye that receives all the infrared signals, isn't it? Well, I've looked everywhere on that remote control unit for an eye. Let me have another look now, actually. I've got it plugged in. I don't know where it is on there. Oh, dear. See, I can't. Yes, that works. I can. It does work if I turn it on by pushing the manual button on there. But with the remote, it just doesn't want to know at all. So I might have to call someone out about that as well. Shall I leave it running for a bit and see if anything happens? Oh, now why is the power lights flashing now? Does that mean there's something wrong? Oh, power light flashing. I bet there's something in the manual about that. Have I got it here? 1 minute. I think it's in the other room. Sorry, just a second, because this is important. I like to have all my facilities functioning within normal parameters. Just a minute now. No, I don't know where it is now. No, it's not in there. Not in there either. Is it over there? No, it must be downstairs in the room. I'll have a look later when I finish the show. Now, but that power light is flashing. That must mean something, mustn't it? Oh, hang on. No, it's not doing anything again. I'll leave it on for a while and see if anything happens. Maybe it'll repair itself. But the remote doesn't do anything at all. So that needs to be done. I suppose that's another call-out charge, isn't it? Why is call-out charges so expensive? £100 some people charge now just to come out the plumbing door. It's a liberty, that's what it is. Anyway, as I was saying, I've been thinking for ages and ages now, but when I say ages, I really mean ages, right? Like, we're talking a couple of years here about decorating the Mirrorball studios. But the problem is, this is where I am, yeah? The problem, what is the Mirrorball studio? Oh, I know, I've told you a couple of times. I'm not going to lie to you. You get some of these places, you've heard some of these radio stations and all, coming from the Tower of Power and the eye in the sky and all that. No, it's not. It's usually a shed. It's usually a shed somewhere. And I'm not going to lie to you, the Mirrorball oh, it's burst into life. Oh, did you hear that sudden rush of air? You probably thought it was me passing wind, but it was actually my air conditioning. And now the light is no longer flashing. It's on permanently. And I can hear it doing something. I wonder if the remote will work now. 1 minute. Nope, still nothing on the remote. Nothing at all. Can't turn it up, can't turn it down, nothing. I'm convinced it's the remote, actually. I have tried new batteries. Anyway, they say things like that, don't they? From the Tower of Power and all that. Well, this Mirrorball Studios is a converted bedroom. I won't lie to you. You thought I was at the Tameside Studios, didn't you? No, it is a converted bedroom, the Mirrorball Studios. A little bedroom. Now, the trouble is, it is jam-packed with stuff, not just for doing the show, but I kind of also use it as like a storeroom. There's reams of paper on the floor there, shelves, electronic stuff, and to decorate it, to actually move everything out, and then move everything in again, and rewire it all, you're looking at a job and a half. Last night, while I was at work, I thought, and I've sort of thought this idea a couple of times, why don't I just move it into the other spare room, because I've got another spare bedroom, but it's twice the size of this one, right? So why don't I just move everything in there? Because it's going to be a lot easier to just move the whole lot at once, there, that's it, rather than move it out, decorate, move it back in again. Don't you think? It's got to be better like that. So I think probably that's what I'll do. But what I'll do is decorate the other room first before I move everything in. Then when everything moves in, then I'll move it all back. Then I'll decorate this room as well. So that kind of makes sense to me, doesn't it? Does it you? Oh, I hate decorating anything like that. You don't think I'm going to pick up a paintbrush, do you? God's sake, no, I don't think so. We don't do painting, dear. We don't do painting or DIY. One of my tenants, I told you before I got some properties. This will make you die. This will make you die. One of my tenants, on a flat inspection, because the estate agent looks after the properties, right? One of my tenants, she's gone round there, the property lady, and she noticed there was a screw missing. That's like, you know the lock, and it's got a little brass thing over the lock. My estate agent, she noticed there was a screw missing. Oh, she's straight on the phone. Oh, she's marvellous. Her name's Rosemary, and she works for Romans in Bracknell. She's marvellous. I mean, I tell you what, you never want to owe her rent. Oh, I've heard her on the phone. Oh, my God, it's like a Rottweiler in disguise. God, you never, ever... you never, ever want to owe Rosemary rent. Well, me via Rosemary. You see, that's why I employ the estate agents. I'd be too soft. Someone would say, oh, I can't pay the rent this week. And I'm like, oh, well, we'll do it next week. And really, you mustn't do that. Because they people get in terrible trouble, and then it just goes on and building up and up and up. And, of course, all the time it's costing you money. Because you've still got to pay the mortgage. I'm on the buy-to-let scheme for a couple of the places, well, all of the places. So she's really good. Rosemary's really good. And I think it's like, when you're dealing in property and that sort of thing, you need someone in the middle. And kind of Rosemary is, and of course the rest of the staff at Romans. There's Steve, there's Chris, and there's Martin. Martin kind of is in charge of the rental. And they're lovely people, lovely people. So Rosemary noticed there was a little screw missing from the brass keyhole cover. Oh, she's straight on the phone. Oh, yeah, straight on the phone. She says, well, it needs to be fixed and all this. And she says, because the tenant doesn't actually have to do that. But she rang him and says, if the landlord gets a contractor out to do that, it will cost a lot of money. And of course it does. It's like £60 or £70 as soon as they come out the door. Oh, it's a liberty, dear. It's a liberty. Now, for a while, we had lovely Polish people coming over. Well, we have still. We had lovely Polish people coming over here who were doing, I have to say, a very, very good job for a lot less money. I think I had a couple of Polish people put a new bathroom in one of the properties. And they did a marvellous job. But as they're staying here longer, they're getting to realise, well, actually, we can charge a bit more than that. And eventually, of course, they'll be charging the same as the English ones, won't they? I mean, it's a liberty, that's what it is. You just can't get value for money. Meantime, here I am, a landlord, squimping and saving, subsidising all my tenants because I can't change the full rent, dear. Can't turn it up. You don't actually make any money, rent versus mortgage. You don't. The money is made as the property value increases, and we're in a little bit of an iffy time at the moment. A lot of people are saying, oh, sell up, sell up. I've told you this before, but I've no intention of selling up. I shall stick with it because it's a long-term thing. Right, now, let me just try this again. No, nothing. Why doesn't this do anything? I still can't turn my air conditioning on or off. Nothing happening with that at all. What's that do? Nothing. I'll leave it running for a little while and see if any more lights start flashing or anything like that. Good. Let me give you the email address again. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Oh, other house news. My niece Tracy She is moving in to her new house on the 29th of February. Leap day, isn't it? Leap day, dear. 29th of February, they're looking forward to moving into their new house. Bless them. Oh, my niece and her boyfriend. That's quite near my sister's as well. Now, talking of boyfriends and such like, I didn't tell you about the date, did I? That was like 3 shows ago. You're probably, I know there's 1 or 2 of you that do take vested interest in my welfare. Joy in Acton, for example, who's been a little bit disappointed recently, haven't you, Joy? Yes, she listens via the satellite and they've had a few little minor hiccups. Minor? Oh dear, it's a catastrophe, that's what it is. My programmes have been cut short and not going out at all. However, the reason is the station RTI was moving, you see. That's what was going on there. And apparently it's all sorted, Joy. And I'm sorry to completely ruin your evenings of entertainment while listening to your satellite box. You see, you're going to have to move to Tameside. That's all there is to it. I mean, it's not far from Manchester. There's plenty of shops there, dear. You don't have to be in London to browse shops. There's plenty of shops in Tameside, little corner shops, dear. Probably a department store or 2. Who's in Tameside? Do you have any department stores there? Which ones? I don't know what department stores you've got there. Do let me know. Chris at UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. For my own, I'm not too fussy what sort of shops you have, really. You know, I'm a bit of a chav. I'm sitting here today in tracksuit bottoms and an old Adidas T-shirt. You know, a bit of a chav, I'm afraid I am. I'd be quite happy with a Sports World or a JD Sports or something like that. There's no quality clothing wearing here, I'm afraid. Although, I nearly bought a suit. Oh yes, I nearly bought a suit this week because in all the papers, Asda were doing jacket and trousers for £15. How did they do that? £15. Jacket and trousers in Asda. Of course, I got there because usually I do my shopping on Thursday nights. After work, I like to go down to Asda. Oh, it's marvellous. Fantastic. You go down to Asda, 2:30 in the morning, and there's no one in there. No one in there. And I told you I bumped into a very old friend of mine who I hadn't seen for 25 years, Ray, in the Roehampton Asda. And I actually went there this week. To be honest, I only went there to sort of have a chat with him. He seems to work on the pet food section a lot. He's always doing cat food. Whatever, he must love animals, that's all there is to it. I wonder, when you're working in these supermarkets, do they give you a specific job depending on what you're into? You know, when you get the CV and they're looking down and say, no, oh, he's got 2 cats. Oh, we'll let him do the pet food. Do you think it works like that? Or, you know, if they're a bit aggressive, do they put them on the meat counter so they can bang up the steak or anything like that while they're putting it on the shelves? Or if they put on the CV just a bit of a, you know, describing themselves, bit of a cow, would they then look after the milk and the yoghurt? Yeah, interesting thought there. But Ray's always on, he seems to be always permanently doing pet food, and I'm wandering around with my trolley. It's 2:30, 2:45 in the morning on very early Friday morning. He says, and there was Ray. So I said, all right, Ray, how's it going? I said, you doing the cat food again? He said, yeah. He said, they always put me on there. And apparently very good to work for, Asda. He said they leave it that you have X amount of work to do and they leave you alone to get on with it. I mean, what more could you want? There's nothing worse than bosses chasing you all over the place. I hate that, don't you? Right, now let's do some emails. I've chatted on and on here, haven't I? Oh dear, we're going to do some emails now. 1 minute, let me get me a bit of paper.
From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire. This is Chris Reardon. Chris Reardon.
I like to try and put them in the order they came in. First of all, hello to Voodoo Mick. Yes, Voodoo Mick, known because he does tarot cards. That's what he does. He says, hi Chris, just listened to your 8th of... He's going backwards. 8th of December show and 17th of January show. Blimey, I didn't realise those chocolates I pigged out on cost you £16. Yes, dear. It's a liberty, that's what it is. Basically, around the Christmas time, I bought some expensive chocolates. And now, did I give them to someone? How did you get the chocolates? I think I might have given them to Gwen. No. No, I had a box of chocolates, I think, and I bought them into the Golden Lion on a Tuesday night when we have our karaoke competition. And I said, help yourself to a chocolate. Well, of course, Mick, Voodoo Mick, he just sat there stuffing one in his mouth after the other. That's not how to eat expensive chocolates, dear. God almighty, you've got to savour the taste of each one. You pick them up, you pick one up and you bite it. Oh, I'm just imagining myself eating one now. You pick it out of the box, you select which one you want, and a beautiful flavours from Hotel Chocolat. They've got shops everywhere now in the UK. They've expanded quite well. Mind you, I'm not surprised. The quality of the product is amazing. It really is. Hotel Chocolat. And you bite into them, and then you savour that flavour of the beautiful chocolate. You really do. Mick's sitting there. He's stuffing them one in his mouth after the other. It was shocking. It really was, Mick. Anyway, he says, blimey, I didn't realise those chocolates cost you £16. I feel so guilty now, as I seem to remember going for a fair few of them. Well, I should hope so too, dear. I should blooming well hope so too, shoving them in your mouth one after the other like that, dear. And you haven't bothered coming back to the karaoke night, have you? What a liberty, dear. I bring in the chocolates, I look after you, and then you don't come back. I thought you would be entering the competition. £500 cash prize. Yes. Karaoke competition, if you're ever in London, on a Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, right? The Golden Lion, Britannia Street, King's Cross, karaoke competition. We choose one winner each week, and you go through to the grand final in April to win £500, all right? And Mick, he hasn't been back. He's quite a good singer as well, Mick. Of course, maybe you're above that now, are you? I mean, you've won a couple of competitions, guested on a few shows. Is that what it is, dear? Are you... Are you above us now? Are you now that much as a celebrity that you can't be seen going into little venues like that with the people that helped to make you a star? Indeed, I created the name Voodoo Mick. Yes, I created that name, and you just took it from me. You took it from me, darling. Anyway, Voodoo Mick does do tarot cards. He said, I thought they were an unwanted present or something like that. No, dear. They weren't an unwanted present. I bought them in for people to enjoy. Well, you clearly did. The amount that you had out of that box, dear. What a liberty, dear. Anyway, many thanks for your mention on your show. That was really nice, and I'd love to do your cards for 2008. He's going to do my tarot cards and maybe answer some listeners' questions too, if you're up for that. Lots of love, Voodoo Mick. And yes, thank you, Mick. I will take you up on that offer. Now, on radio, there are certain rules where it comes to tarot cards and ghost-type things, and it has to be sold as entertainment. You understand what I mean? So if you were to come in, maybe, I don't know if we can do it on the camera or whether I'll meet you somewhere with my recording device, but it would be an entertainment thing rather than kind of a religious belief. All right, so we will do that. We have to do it as an entertainment thing. But yes, I would love you to do my cards, because Voodoo Mick, he's actually done my cards a couple of times. Oh yes, and they have turned out true. I did also have my cards done a little while ago. Yes, but I haven't got time to tell you about that now. I still haven't told you about my date, have I? We must finish these do these emails. He says anyway. Thanks and some listeners' questions too. Lots of love, Voodoo Mick. Yeah, thank you, Mick. Very kind of you. You can tell I know we've still got 15 minutes to go, but I'm rushing here. I don't think I'm going to have time to tell you about the date. Oh dear, not with the emails as well. God, look. Right. I think emails are more important. Your emails are more important than my life, I think. So there we are. Joe. Hello, Joe. AmericanTalkUSA.com. Loved the YouTube version of your programme. Transferring the video files as I type this note to DVD, you see, and he sent me the photos. So my Amy, that's her daughter, his daughter rather, can watch. How exciting is that? You are cutting edge. He says I am cutting edge. Hardly. Oh, come on, Joe. A webcam and a bit of YouTube is hardly cutting edge, is it? The one and only master of merriment. I should have a little... I haven't got a master of merriment jingle. What could I have? Oh, I don't know. Some sort of master of merriment jingle, maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? Thank you. Hello to Bruce. Hello, Bruce. This is Bruce Fox of Sun City, Florida. We like Florida. He says, I think the videos of the show are very good. They give the listener the illusion of being in the studio, read converted bedroom, with you. Good job. I love the show and never miss an episode. Thanks for entertaining us. So thank you for that one, Bruce. And indeed, your wife's emailed in as well, from the same address, incidentally. You know, they're not divorced. They don't live apart or anything. They are very much in love. Gloria and Bruce in Florida. And Gloria writes, hello, today while at work, I was listening to your podcast and you mentioned that you thought Subway was fairly new. Well, it is here in the UK. We haven't had it over here in the UK. I remember being in New York 2000 or 99... When was it? I think it was 2000 I was in New York last. And I went in a Subway there and I thought, how fantastic. I wish these would come to the UK. And now we have them. And they do seem to be expanding rather rapidly. Gloria says, if it's the same Subway that we have here in the US, they've been around for about 20 years. I know you know about my daughter Amy, but I don't think I've ever mentioned that I also have a son. No, you haven't, actually. His name is Jay, and he lives in a suburb of St. Louis, Missouri. Over 20 years ago, when he was in high school, that's aged 13 to 18 in the USA high school they're in, OK? I suppose that would be like our secondary schools. We have primary schools and secondary schools. We're in primary school, we're in secondary school, rather, 16 to... No, I think 11 to 16, and you say you're there 13 to 18, aren't you? That light's flashing again on the air conditioning. That must mean something, doesn't it? The light flashing, I guess. I wonder if it's something blocked somewhere. Anyway, back to the email. Anyway, her son. Jay, that's a lovely name, that Jay. He used to go to Subway all the time, so that is why I know how long they've been in the US. You were also talking about YouTube, so I wanted to tell you how I have used YouTube in the past. Now, this is great. This is absolutely great. The whole YouTube and webcam thing is a fantastic thing. You may remember last year in August I wasn't very well, and I was quite ill. We're not quite sure what it was, some sort of mystery virus. But I actually left the webcam, Gloria. I don't remember if you remember me telling you about this. But I actually left a webcam on in my living room, and my sister was watching me from 200 miles away up north, checking that I was all right. Great, aren't they? Anyway, Amy and Gloria used the YouTube like this. She says, as you know, Amy lives in Omaha, Nebraska, along with her husband and 2 children, Libby and Trevor. And they're quite young. Bruce and I live near Tampa, Florida, so I'm a long way from Libby and Trevor. Both of the children love books, so I read to them. I sit at my desk in front of the camera and I start showing them the front of the book, and then I tell them why I chose them that book. Then I read and try to show them some of the pictures in the book, like on the webcam. Trevor is now learning to read, so as a surprise, Amy had Trevor read to me by way of YouTube. Isn't that fantastic? Eh? Some months ago, Libby learned to do somersaults, so Amy used to YouTube so Libby could show me how she did her somersaults. Have you got a portable camera? See, this the YouTube version of this programme is all done on a webcam. The camera was ever so cheap. It was like £20, about $40. That's all. So not a particularly good camera, but I do have. And I'd say a much better... Here it is. I've got it here. I've got not a webcam. I've got an old video camera. Now, when I say old, it is old. It's about... and it's a Sony. It's a Sony one. It is quite old, but it was rarely used. Okay? Now, obviously... On this, I mean, the picture quality would be so much better than using YouTube. Than using the webcam, wouldn't it? So I need to find a way of linking this into my computer. Now, I have tried already with a little gadget. Now, where is it? It's on the floor somewhere. I took it out because it didn't kind of happen, really. That's it. I've got this Dazzler, I think it's called. Dazzle? Yeah, that's it, Dazzle. So I plug that all into the computer. Now, with its own software, it does work to a point, but I'm not really used to the software that comes with it. So I make my YouTube videos with Windows Movie Maker. But on inspection, I did type into the Google, because let me think. When you open the program, it asks you to select an input, like a camera. So if you have a couple of cameras connected, then it should give you the option of choosing one or the other. But it didn't show up. The old video camera I've got didn't show up anyway via the Dazzler. And on inspection, I typed into Google problems with Dazzler and Windows Movie Maker. It would seem that Windows Movie Maker doesn't work with Dazzle. That was it, Dazzle. Doesn't work with Dazzle. So unfortunately, I can't use that video camera yet. However, on closer inspection, again via Google, Google is like a search engine. It's like, if you don't know what Google is, I'm fully aware we have people who don't do computers listening as well. Google, it's like going into a library and asking the woman on the desk any question. Okay, that is like Google. You type your question into Google and it comes back with a load of answers. And I did type into that, and people say that you can actually get different devices that will do the job. So I'm going to look for one of those, so we hopefully can maybe improve the picture quality, and you'll be able to see even more of the wrinkles on my space if you look at this on YouTube, all right? Gloria says, Amy and I both have a camera, but it's more convenient to use YouTube, and then we can watch it when we want to, from Gloria. And that's a great story, Gloria. Isn't that fantastic? My nephew, Jimmy, 10, he can work it all and that, you know. He knows how to set up video conferencing on MSN Messenger. Video conferencing is where you have a camera at one end and they have a camera at the other end, and you can talk to each other in real time, like live. And he knows how to do it. He's a clever boy. Yes, my Jimbo. Now, how are we doing? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've only got about 4 minutes left. Now, I've got one more email here from our friend Thomas. How are you, sir? Thomas in Poland. But, that's making a very... I'm sorry I went silent then. That's making a very strange noise. I'm going to have to call someone out, aren't I? Oh, God, that's more expensive. Thomas, it's quite a long email, so I will save that, if that's all right for you, to the next show. All right, we'll include that in the next show. But that means I can tell you about the date. Well, what's his name? Oh, I won't say his name because he might not want to mention it. Anyway, so he was supposed to come round here on the Sunday for dinner, wasn't he? Well, I went out. On Thursday. This wasn't the last week. This is a week before, because I haven't told you about this. And I went out. I bought roast beef. I got carrots. And I thought I'd do a nice roast dinner. Saturday night text message. Oh, sorry, I can't make tomorrow. I thought, oh, here we go. I mean, the times that's happened. They pull out at the last minute, don't they? I thought, oh... And I thought, oh, I won't even bother. So I texted back, thanks for letting us know. Because some people, they just don't turn up, do they? How rude is that? I hate that. Don't you hate that when they just don't turn up? Contractors are good at that, aren't they? Plumbers and things like that. I suppose we'd have a... Oh, yes, I'm sure we've got a plumber watching now or listening now. Oh, I always turn up. Well, I'm sure you do. But there's plenty that don't. Electricians, plumbers, blooming builders don't turn up when they say... Well, of course, I got this text. So he can't make... Why? Oh, you ready for this, dear? Oh, you wait for this. Wait for this. Do you know why he wasn't turning up? He got tickets for... I don't dare tell you. For a Spice Girls concert. I know. Dumped for a Spice Girls concert. What a liberty. I cannot believe that Posh Spice got one over on me by stealing my date for the night to come and see her rotten concert. None of them can sing anyway. Dreadful. Miming the whole thing. It's all plastic, dear. I was dumped for a Spice Girls concert. What a liberty. Anyway, so I said, thanks, and I thought, well, that's that. I said, I won't bother anymore. But then... The next day at 10, I really want to see you. And the next day, another text, I really want to see. I thought, hold on a minute, give him a chance. So I arranged for another little date, and the date was, because I'm working every night at the moment, it's a bit difficult, but I arranged to go round, and I thought, we'll have a pizza. So I said, do you want to go out for a pizza? And he says, no. He says, I said, do you want to go out, or shall I just bring a couple round, or something like that? And he says, yeah, just bring a couple of rounds. So I went up to Marks and Spencer's, because they do really good food. And I got a couple of pizzas there, and I went round his house at 8 o'clock on Thursday night, and I left about 9:45 to go to work. And what's happened since then? I can't tell you, because we've run out of time. Yes, thank you very much for joining me on United Kingdom Talk. Do join us on the next show. I hope you will. Don't be a stranger, and join in by email. Chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I'll see you on the next show. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye now.